Hey there, what types of income can you use in retirement? Hi there, I'm Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. I don't know, should I say more than that? Yeah, I can. I'm the tallest agent and I'm the top agent in the country. Independent agent, I'm independent. I don't care about any of these companies other than they're highly rated and they can back up the guarantee, and the guarantee is the highest in the country. So what types of income can you use other than annuities in retirement? We're going to talk about that next. So what types of income can you use in retirement? You know, the answer in North Carolina fashion is all of them. Use them all, son. Everything coming into the bank account is income. That is true. By the way, the guys behind the camera love it. Big C and S. S is from Venezuela. He's happy. He's smiling. They're asking me if I'm on an Adidas contract because I got all these Adidas sweats. The answer is no, but it should be. But these are the type of old school Adidas that runs DMC Adidas, you know, that rap video Adidas. You can't get anymore. I mean, these are worth a ton. But let's talk about income. Let's talk about retirement. Let's talk about what you count as retirement income. It really comes down to what's coming into the bank account. So let's hypothetically look at your situation. You have this bank account with the big bank, because that's kind of all that's left, and it's a checking account and money coming in. So fortunately, you already own an annuity called Social Security, okay? So that's going to be coming into that checking account, nod your head, and it's going to increase with inflation because politicians increase it because they want your vote, not because they can pay for it, okay? But I digress. So it's going into your bank account. If you have a pension, it's going into that bank checking account as well. If you have dividends from stocks, it's going into that bank account as well. If you have bonds or treasuries or CDs or money markets or multi-year guarantee annuities that just kick off interest, you can take that interest and put it in your checking account. If you have investment properties that kick off income, rental income, that goes into your checking account. All of that can be used for what I call the income floor. The income floor is the amount that you use in Chapter 2. Remember, Chapter 2 is about you. That you use to get up late, drink too much coffee, hopefully not drink too much beer, travel, go see the kids and the grandkids, go to the football game, whatever. That's the income floor. That's Chapter 2. It's about you. That's what you're doing. That's what the checking account and the retirement income sources is all about. It's time to start thinking about that if you haven't already. It's time to start adding all of that up to see where you're at. You might say, well, you know, Stan, we live frugally, son. You know, we've lived the same for the last 25 years. And in the background, your wife or spouse is going, and I'm tired of it. They want to spend more money. Remember, as the genius said in North Carolina, there's no U-Hauls behind hearses. Think about that. Can't take it with you, player, so don't try, okay? You know, one of my clients says, my goal in life, Stan's my last check to bounce. I mean, I'm dead and it bounced. Hey, that's a goal. Some people don't want to leave anything to their beneficiaries. You know, we will set it up the way you want to. We will lovingly handcuff your beneficiaries if you want, meaning that they're not going to get a lump sum. They'll get payments. My daughters are getting that. They're 29 and 27. Are they getting a lump sum? No. They're going to come to my funeral in a helicopter and then drive off in their Lamborghini, but they're going to be making payments. They're not going to own the helicopter or the Lamborghini. They'll be making payments. That's called lovingly handcuffing your beneficiaries. But getting back to the question, you got this checking account. You got all these retirement income sources that you're adding up. What if it doesn't get you to the point that you need to be? You know, what if the goal is we need $4,500 a month in the checking account hitting every month and life's good, but Stan, we're only at 4,000. What do you do? How do you do the 500? That's where Stan and Annuity Man comes into play. That's where the Annuity Man and my team of experts come into play. Because what we can do is find the highest contractual guaranteed payout with a highly rated company to fill in that income floor gap, which then leads to the next question. Good question. You're yelling it at the screen, which is, hey, Stan, what about inflation, son? You know, this inflation thing's scaring me. First of all, inflation is customized to your situation. Give you an example. My daughters, who are not in the house anymore, we used to take them to dance and buy milk and buy cereal and buy all dance and this and that. That's gone, okay? That expense is gone. But for some of you out there, they're going, oh, I have to pick them up every day. I have to buy the shoes. I have to go to the recital. That's part of your cost. Inflation is about you. Instead of trying to guess where it's going to be, look at it from your standpoint. Is inflation affecting you? on what you're buying, the food you're buying, the gas. Are you driving as much? But let's just say you have a gap. Let's just say, wait a minute, Stan, we hit the $4,500 and 7 years later, we need an additional $700. Then we do a reverse engineer quote. What that means, you can go to our site at theannuityman.com and run a quote solving for a specific monthly amount, and every carrier will bid on it for their contractual guaranteed amount using the least amount of money to solve for that goal. That's how you do inflation with annuities. If anyone ever tells you they have the annuity that adjusts for inflation, they're either a sociopath or really stupid or just a little bit of both, okay? Because they don't have it. Nobody's figured that out. As always, I told someone the other day, well, this guy told me the blah, 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 blah. I went, well, if it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time with annuities, okay? But the last time I checked, that too good to be true product is not being purchased by Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley and all those people. They're not buying it. If it's that good, the hedge funds would be buying it. So just calm down on those hypothetical, theoretical, back-tested unicorns chasing the butterfly returns that you see and are pitched. They don't exist. It doesn't work like that. Annuity companies are for profit, and there's no philanthropist sitting in any seat of a CEO seat at an annuity company. So, getting back to the point, and the point is the retirement income sources. You just have to add that up. And you might get to a point you say, okay, we've got enough. Stan Annuity Man. I don't think we need an annuity. Great. High five, virtual high five. Hit the screen, hit it. Then great. But if you have a gap, if you have a part of that income floor that you need to fill in, that's when you need to call us at theannuityman.com. For us, AI means actual individuals. AI doesn't mean you're going to get some bot. AI means you're going to get a person that's in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's not that they just flew there. That's where my office is. You say, wait a minute, Stan, you do no risk and you're in Las Vegas? I know, pretty interesting, huh? So, do the exercise, add up all the retirement income sources, right? And then get in touch with us if you need to fill that gap. Do me a favor, go to this link up here, and it's a video where I get down and dirty and funny and funky about the Annuity Man and what we do that sets us apart and why you should possibly consider using us. I think once you watch that video, you'll understand what we're trying to do. My name is Stan the Annuity Man, sporting the Adidas sweats with the Stan the Annuity Man logo and the hat and the whole thing. I guess Big C, we could show them the pants, but that might not be YouTube appropriate, okay? So, but know that I have Stan the Annuity Man logo pants on. See you next time.